So,
Mm-hmm.
oh, there you go. Phase
Hey.
here.
Hey, but
Hey.
Are we expecting more people to join?
yes, there's 2 more that are joining.
Okay. So yeah, Josh, I apologize because things is a little, well, like all over the place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ricardo,
Hey, Ricardo.
Hello.
hello there. One quick question, Josh. Um do we have any push with like trying to get in touch with side effects?
Not yet. I need a contact either from one of you guys. I have another avenue that I just thought of today, actually. A buddy of mine, I worked with him before. He's part of the developers on that fabric, that cloth thing that I showed in Pipeline the other day. They work with side effects quite a bit. They developed a USD procedural with them, so I actually want to message him and ask him if he doesn't maybe have a contact that we can get in touch with for that. So I think I'll try that. If you guys know anyone else, then I mean that would be great if we could chase all avenues for the sponsorship on that.
Okay, because again, my head right now is like really focused on the shooting. As soon as I come back, if we don't find anything, I can look for it. But I just don't want to like shoot some messaging stuff and take like 8 days to respond right now. You know what I mean? So, are you reading with the dynamite in front of your?
Yes.
Yes.
There's a stick of dynamite on my microphone.
And that's Mateos.
Hey, Mateus.
And now I think we are complete. Hey, Matheus.
Yes, now we've got everybody.
Oh, sorry. I was speaking alone here. Hello, everyone. How are you guys going?
Hello, guys. Welcome.
So,
Thanks for coming.
I know Rodrigo, but I would like to know. And again, I'm surprised now because Mateus is a very Brazilian name, and Ricardo is a very Brazilian name. Are you guys also Brazilian?
Yeah, I'm also Brazilian.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I'm actually from the Netherlands.
Netherlands. Okay.
Netherlands.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know what you guys need from side effects, but I have contact inside educational program, and I have contact with the marketing too. And I don't know what you need, but
So there you go. Pass the contact to Josh so we can get in touch with them and pitch. Like we need to pitch for yeah, and basically all we need is to like have a contact, set up a meeting, and then I can sell the idea, and then we can go from there. Okay. But before we can go, can you guys, because I know Rodrigo, Mateus, and Ricardo, can you guys just introduce yourselves really quick and welcome to the storm?
Thank you. Do you want to start, Ricardo? Or I can?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Mateus. I'm from Brazil. I have 24. And yeah, I don't know what to talk more. I'm a 3D artist here in Brazil, but I'm actually working as a pipeline TD in a studio here. I'm also graduated on Think Tank. I did like the Houdini program there in Canada. Let me see more. I started as a 3D generalist in my career, and now I'm trying to be more focused in something like effects. Yeah, so I think that's it.
Awesome. Welcome, Mateus. Mateus also has experience with Aeon. He told me.
Oh yeah, yeah. In the studio that I'm working now, they're using Aeon. So yeah, I kind of know. I'm working in a hype studio in from Porto Alegre in Brazil.
Yeah, I know the owners. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Welcome, Mateus. Glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Ricardo?
Yeah, well, I'm Ricardo. I'm 26 years old. A bit of a 3D generalist. I like to do everything. chose to specialize a little bit into modeling, but I still have a good place in my heart for everything. Try to dip my toes in most of things. I got a bachelor in the Dutch Film Academy for visual effects, and soon after I started my own company. I'm working, making mostly for focusing on commercial work, like just making small commercials, animations, other 3D stuff related to that. I also like to dive into digidoubles. I have a whole scanning rig myself, and I'm try to get as detailed as possible digidoubles with like one camera, which is a challenge sometimes. But over the years, I've been able to get some pretty cool results just with one camera. Overall, I'm a 3D and visual effects enthusiast, and just like to play around in the field.
Awesome. Very nice to meet you guys, and thank you for joining this crazy endeavor. Okay, so my first question for you guys, and I know you guys know Rodrigo or no?
I don't.
You don't? Okay, so Rodrigo.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce, like, in 1 minute, Rodrigo, really quick?
Yeah. I'm Rodrigo, and I was 3D artist for 25 years old, and now I am working more with tools and pipeline tools and loading tools. I worked for 7 years with films and series. My last company here in Brazil was O2 Films. And yeah, for now I am working just with tools for games and for VFX too. My main work.
Okay.
That's
So,
awesome.
and you guys probably know Josh, because you guys already talked to Josh. So Josh is our CG soup on the show. Woohoo! He's amazing. Okay. So the are you guys aware of the project overall? Like, did Josh explain to you guys what the Alchemy of the Storm project should be? And do you guys know what THU is?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I've explained to Ricardo quite a bit. He's a buddy of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been looking on the sidelines.
Okay. So, and have you guys got a hold of, like, the story? Do you guys know what the movie is about? No?
Not yet.
No.
I'm a little bit lost.
You're a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just do overall, and then can you do me a favor, Fernanda, if you're still around?
Here.
Yeah. Can you send me a link? Hold on, I think I have it. 1 second. So let's do this. Let's actually. Okay, here. I have a link. Let me connect. Let me go to this, and I'm gonna share with you guys the latest. 1 sec. I'm gonna share with you guys the latest cut. 1 second.
The last edit, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, while we wait, even though like Rodrigo and I just met, we actually both worked at the same company at the same time, which is crazy. We both worked for Mars.
Yeah.
On some of the same shows.
we was merchants. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was awesome finding out the other day that we actually worked in the same place, which was pretty cool. And then Ricardo is a buddy of mine. He's normally the guy that I go to nerd out when we find new interesting tools and to test them out. And whenever we come up with an idea of, it would be nice if we could have this tool, and then both of us were like, wait, what if we just make it? So that's Ricardo. We normally nerd out about tools and stuff.
Okay. So I'm gonna play here this is the very rough first, like, it's the version 3, but it's a rough cut of what we're trying to do. I just want to make it sure that you guys understand that, like, things are changing. Like, not much of the story. The story is still the same beat, but the cut is changing. The cut's gonna be much more. It's gonna have a different kind of like flow to it and stuff like that. So just keep in mind that it's like, and just keep in mind that next week, if everything goes okay, next week at this time, we already have shot the entire movie on mocap. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play and let me know if you can hear the audio.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear.
Lavina, are you okay? I'm detecting a spike in your heart rate.
Sorry, I think I was drifting off again.
I'm not surprised. You're way past your limit. Your brain's just trying to reboot. Stay awake. I'm coming back now.
Did you find your way in?
I did. I've mapped a new route that keeps us out of sight.
Okay, I'm up. What now?
To the end of the alley, then right. Move fast. I'm still trying to figure out how to get us in. We have to go through a place full of them and make an impossible jump from a balcony.
Are you sure about that right turn? I'm looking at a dead end here.
Here. Follow the light. That way. Nice jump. Now break us in, please. We're sitting ducks out here. Okay, listen. Room 237. That is our ticket to the lab, but there's a catch. The door's locked. The deadbolt is old school, with no digital access for me to hack.
Can I just force it to open?
No way. This floor is crawling with... What are you doing?
Easy. Almost. After you.
On, go to the balcony.
Great, we have company.
Ford just issued a warrant for you. Go. Balcony is straight ahead. Entry point. Take it. Go.
Gotcha. This is insane.
Fall into me. I'll swing you. If we time the arc right, you'll reach the cable and slide down to the left. Don't overthink. Don't look down. Just jump. Lavina, talk to me. Are you okay?
Okay, can this get any worse? Actually, don't answer that.
It definitely can. We just triggered the Aura alarms. We have about 3 minutes before someone shows up.
You definitely downplayed it. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
We're here.
Talk me through this.
That's the catalyst we're missing. Grab it. Gently, please. That's it. Now attach the vial to the drone side pulsing again. I'm almost out of...
Dooney, what's happened? Dooney, talk to me. Dooney.
Pathetic. You wear your resilience like a crown.
You.
Yet you still refuse to join my paradise.
But you lied.
The world doesn't care about your feelings. It will move regardless. And soon, you will be no more.
How dare you speak about legacy when all you know is greed?
I've kept you on a very long leash. That was for my entertainment, my very own reality.
Dooney.
The last word into this nonsense, beginning with such an intriguing creature.
Dooney, if you're still around. Dooney, it would be great time for you to... No! Dooney, no, honey, please. Dooney, talk to me.
Welcome to the finale.
Well, don't you? Yes. Shut up.
You wretched fool! Even the best distraction.
Come on, come on,
You stared.
come on, come on. Dooney.
Lavina,
Dooney, I had lost you too.
just look at you.
Don't you ever do that again, you hear me?
We are so close. The alchemy is incomplete. I don't have the strength to finish the transformation.
How do we finish it?
A source, a conduit, and a crown.
I don't understand.
Alchemy needs the Trinity.
Just tell me what to do.
The horn you took from him. Use it.
I know you're here.
I admire the grit.
Face me, loser.
I truly do. A poetic trade. A horn for a horn. But gets repaid.
Will never be repaid. Your horn is not enough.
This can't be happening. It's done. The alchemy is now complete. You have my strength. You can finally change this world.
It's over. Bitch. It took me years to defeat him. Now, here I stand.
I've never seen a soul refuse to break like yours.
The last of my kind, surrounded by millions of people who are still trapped.
The storm lives in you now.
It does. And I love the sound of thunder. Always have.
She thinks she's got away with it. How naive. Little does she know what's coming. You think you've ended my story, Lavina? It's only just the beginning. The world is about to become a very miserable place. For you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, so let me pause this. Let me stop sharing my screen so I can see. Then let me just say that I can't see you guys anymore. What happened? Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I have seen them. Okay, so of course there's a lot to improve, there's a lot to move on, and but you can tell that it's a very ambitious project, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we are here to talk about Pipeline. Do you want to say anything first, Josh, before I say like a couple things?
Just pretty much just welcome everybody and thanks for joining the team.
Yes. So, and one thing also I was going to forget, like the idea of this project is for us to prove to the world that like people can get together and do something cool for fun without, like, if we can prove that we can do this without much resources and we can make something cool that is that ambitious and stuff, imagine what we can do if we have investments and money, right? So it's really my project of like getting back to the artist some of the control and power over some of those decisions that are being made on the industry nowadays. Okay, so that is the idea. On top of that is the idea of the community. I would never meet you guys, or like I would not say never, but very very hard for us to meet and hang out and talk about it. Like, for example, I met Josh on Trojan Horse. If it wasn't this project, I would not be hanging out with this cool guy so much and talking and stuff. It's really, in the end of the day, it's not about the final result too much. I know we're gonna try to make it as cool as possible and so people have fun and stuff like that, but it's really to enjoy and show the process and the hard work that goes on top of thing. Even if we use AI, it's not about the AI, it's about the process, the journey, and all this stuff. Okay, that's the point. And on top of that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the pipeline. So it's something that I talked early on with Josh. We are not trying to right now, at least for this project, we're not trying to build a studio. We're trying to build solutions for the things that we have in our hand right now. So we have a bunch of characters, as you probably know. Lavina is going to be a challenging character because she has a mechanical arm that she shoots her arm constantly, going back and forth. She has hair, she has cloth, she has a helmet that is going to be ideally kind of like jiggling a little bit on her head as she, go around and stuff. We have the demon pope, which in the cut he looks like hideous with like it's kind of like incredible Mr. Incredible with a funky mask in front of him, like, right? But that's not the idea. Like, yes, if you start looking at our Discord channel and looking into like the people doing the artwork and stuff, you're gonna see that our demon pope is supposed to look more menacing, is supposed to be kind of like imagine if you get the CEOs, like it's a mixture between as if Trump, Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Mark Zuckerberg had a orgy with Dracula, and the son is the demon pope. Okay,
cool.
That's who our enemy is. So it's someone very selfish, very, and he's supposed to look more. That's not by chance that his name is the demon pope. He thinks he's God, and he needs to look like cool. And partially what I want to try to start playing around is with cloth, because I imagine him using kind of like, he's gonna have a mask, gonna have the horns. We do need to have something behind the cloth and stuff, especially for his limbs, but mostly he's gonna have some garments, right, like using and stuff. So as soon as we get the things from GBK, we should try to start working on like how we're gonna figure out the cloth and stuff like that. And then on top of that, the only other characters that we have are what we call in the 404s, which they are really like originally they're kind of like junkies. And when I say junkies, are the people who use this type of goggle. It's kind of like a device that you constantly connect to this like social media thing, and you're so addicted to it that you behave like a junkie. You behave like, but those characters are always gonna be kind of like in the background, blurry. It's intentional because this short movie is supposed to be on the point of view of Lavina. So she sees them as kind of like almost like ghosts. They're always in the background and stuff. So we need to figure out some stuff for them, but they are not the higher priority. They're gonna be in the dark. They're gonna be, with the glowing on their head, the face, and a lot of time they're gonna be motion blurred and, blurry with the focus. And now Uni, which is we have the drone, so we're gonna have the drone, and I'm really the drone is like a character by itself. So we're gonna have to rig some stuff on the drone and stuff like that. But inside of the drone, we're gonna have the unicorn. The unicorn, though, we're gonna have a basic model that we're gonna animate the unicorn. But then after that, we're gonna give to the community frames of the uni. After we animate it, we're gonna give it back like line of the frames, right? And the community is gonna paint uni, and we're gonna put that back into the movie. Okay.
I think there was an example of that.
Huh?
I think there was an example of that on Discord already. Like
Yes.
Yes. One of the submissions.
Yes. So the idea is that uni is always kind of like, because the unicorn represents creativity. So that's the idea. It's like chaos. It's like fucked up. It's like not fucked up, but you know what I mean. Okay. And that is something that we're gonna have to introduce later on. There you go. Yes, exactly. Yes. So that is awesome. That made me so happy when I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, it's
so
cool.
So the idea is that we're gonna have to do something similar in the end of the movie. She's gonna put her horn right on, and she's gonna acquire this power on her hand, on her left hand, right? So her right hand is mechanical, which represents technology, right? Her left arm is going to represent creativity. And for the future, when she's like if we sell this to Netflix or Amazon Prime, and we're building the next like few seasons of a show, that's the idea, is that one arm of her represents technology, the other one is creativity. And when they put together, boom, right? I'm just kidding. But anyhow, but yes, at some point we're gonna have to have that arm figured it out and stuff. So like we might have to have like some way of making a line art of her arm as well, so people can paint and stuff. For like whatever we do to the unicorn, we need to do at some point with her arm. Okay. Now, effects wise, the big thing, we're gonna have some stuff like breaking the window, right? Like she breaks the window. That's very straightforward. She steps into the drone. That's also very straightforward. The one thing that I think is kind of like our money grab, that's an expression that I use at work, but it's kind of like our money shot type of thing, is the project is called The Alchemy of a Storm. And the whole idea is that our villain is harnessing the power of a storm inside of a tube, right? And this kind of represents him trying to artificially recreate creativity, right? So that is the storm inside of the tube. That's the idea. And ideally, under the lines, as the story progresses, Lavina is kind of like freeing the capsule creativity that he was doing back to the world. That's kind of like the idea, right? So we need to create a storm, right? Dark clouds, flashing lights, stuff like that, inside of a tube. Inside of a tube. Okay. That is a concept that eventually, like sooner than later, we should start like testing out. Okay. So this is me talking a little bit about the story. Of course, we're gonna have like here and there some effects, some like, you know, maybe we're gonna have a spark here, like, you know, I want to make sure that you guys understand that it's like I'm always focusing on the shot itself, and then any cutting corners that we can do. If I found like an element that works, and we can do sparks and comp, we can do like any kind of effect in comp or anything. Like I'm gonna try. We don't need to go full CG on every single thing. Like we need to just be smart as and creative and kind of like. And this is the right opportunity for you guys. That if you guys, hey, I would like to try this, as long as it's quick, as long as it's not like a science project that it's gonna take you like 3 months to do it. As long as it's like something quick, go for it. That is our opportunity to just like do something different. Okay. Now, any questions so far? Because I'm going kind of like through the story. Now I'm gonna kind of step back and go more like to the technical part of things. Go ahead. You just say it. You just say it. You don't need to like raise your hand.
Okay. So I want to ask you, where we are rendering this project, it's gonna be like on Arnold, in Houdini, Karma, Ray.
So here's the thing. We actually have a partnership with V-Ray. Now, so we are the majority of our shots we're gonna be rendering with V-Ray. Okay. Now, with that said, if there are certain things that is just more efficient and easy to just render with Karma, for example, go for it. We figured it out how to composite later. So
Okay.
and that's the main thing that I want to talk to you guys. Again, we are not trying to build a studio. We are getting license from Autodesk. We're getting a license from V-Ray. We're trying to get license from Solaris. Solaris, Houdini, whatever. We got in touch with Aeon. We're using Aeon, right? We have Aeon on. So we're partnership with like multiple people. We're gonna try to get Foundry involved. We're getting everybody involved. But the idea is, one, we're not building a studio. We are really like, because like this is something that is kind of my mentality. I think we are in an era right now, and I don't know if you guys know that, but I work at ILM. Okay, so in Industrial Light and Magic, we have a very robust pipeline. What I feel that is tricky is that nowadays a pipeline, in my point of view, needs to be flexible enough to adapt to the particular show that we're working on, right? So what happened nowadays is that you have like a very complex pipeline happening that it's really hard to adapt. It becomes, instead of being kind of like a quick speedboat, it becomes like a hairy carrier, like a huge carrier. And then to shift something, it just takes forever and it's useless, right? So we are not building a studio right now, but even when we build a studio, my mentality is the pipeline should adapt to the project, right? So we should have like, regardless, we should have a very flexible pipeline, right? With that said, what I'm trying to approach this project is to have a very agnostic pipeline, meaning that every DCC that we are using can be folded into other DCCs. So if you're really good at using Houdini, go for using Houdini. If you're really good at using Maya, go for using Maya. Of course, we need to kind of like all plug back into V-Ray in the end, right? And we need to have like a very specific place where we're like putting everything together in the end and just kick it off to render. But what I'm trying to say is that if one asset is built in Blender and another asset is building in Maya, as long as we're using, like, we're exporting everything as V-Ray scenes and we are look deving and everything is working in V-Ray standalone, then we are square. We can use, and this is kind of what we did on Everlasting, our last project. On our last project, we used Blender, Maya, 3ds Max. We had some Houdini, and we actually also had Unreal. We managed to use like a Unreal 4 to use some stuff to plug with V-Ray. It's like an old version of V-Ray for Unreal 4. So that's basically the mentality. We need to think like agnostic and just try to like just fix the problem instead of creating a problem to fix the problem. Okay. Any comments on that?
Nope.
Okay. Nope. But that is very key. Okay, like anytime we're kind of like I'm gonna give you an example. We're gonna have a lot of cables everywhere in the environments, cables and stuff. Kit bash cables, create HDAs, right?
Yeah,
HDAs to create cables and stuff like that. Awesome, but don't make it that into a science project that work for every case and scenario and stuff like that. It needs to be, and I'm using a very silly example, but that is the idea. Is like it needs to be functioning for the shot that we're trying to achieve, for the art that we're trying to achieve, and if we need to fake it later, make it, it doesn't need to work like perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Now, the idea of using Aeon is the idea that we're gonna be trying to make it also, because we're gonna be agnostic, and because I'm from ILM, you guys work on Mars, like there's like everybody comes with their own mindset of how pipelines work and stuff. Like pipelines can be push, pull, like there's like all sort of stuff. We need to kind of like pick our brains, get something done really quick, use Aeon, kind of like figured it out, like a very simple name convention, file structure, everything that we do like very quickly, and just let everybody adapt to what we pick. Like we can't really do like something super complex or something like that. Like, and I'm saying this especially from my brain, not to be kind of like, I'm saying this almost like as a mantra to myself, because it would be very easy for me, like, no, this is how we do it at ILM, and this is how we're gonna do it right now. But my idea is that I'm gonna have to explain to you guys a lot of concepts that we use here that I don't want to waste my time doing that, right? So in order to do that, I actually need to adapt to how you guys work, and we all need to adapt to everybody, how everybody's work. Like we need to find kind of like a middle ground. Okay, that is the most important thing. Okay. And then again, same thing with tooling. I'm a big fan of tooling, but we need to pick and choose where tools are going to be built and what we're going to do. Like we're going to have a published system. I don't know if Aeon published cameras, for example.
They do.
They do. Okay.
Yeah, there's a whole list of things. Although we need to talk to Aeon to see if we can set up custom publishers for specific things.
Okay. So yeah, so like we publish all this stuff. We're creating all this stuff. We have a system that should already kind of be out of the box, pretty straightforward for people. We need to think about training. So one idea is that as soon as you figured it out something, record a video, put out, spread the word. We need to be kind of like very quickly, very open, sharing and stuff like that. And then going back to the tooling, if we're doing something for one shot, right? We've had one shot to do stuff. I'm all about cheating. Like, let's just cheat our way out of this. Let's figure it out. Let's be creative. Let's just, think outside the box and try to figure it out. Now, if we pick anything that someone or like multiple people are wasting a lot of time if everybody is wasting like 50 minutes trying to do something silly, like a silly task, that's exactly where we need the tooling. So we need to kind of like be very smart in identifying this. Why is this taking so long? Oh yeah, every time I need to do this, I need to do this, that. Okay, how can we make that into a quick tool or something to just speed up that problem?
Repetitive tasks. If we can automate repetitive tasks, rather than making a crazy tool for something you're going to do once or twice and then you're never going to touch the tool again, in those cases.
Okay. I guess this is all I had to say. Okay. That's my part of the pipeline. I understand pipelines and stuff, but I honestly speaking on this project, I'm gonna leave it more on Josh's hands. Of course, if he wants to consult with me, think what I think and stuff like that, I can always like give my 2 cents. But to be honest, on this project, I need to be so focused on story, on other stuff. Like there's a lot going on. There's marketing. There's so much stuff that we're doing to like get this project to work, that I really need to like trust you guys and leave it up to you guys, and and hopefully this is the magic of it. Hopefully I'm gonna actually learn a shitload of stuff from you guys.
Awesome. Okay. Anybody have any thoughts? Any questions?
No.
Nope. I don't think so.
Just about the contact from side effects. I think about the license. I have the right contact to send to you.
Awesome. Amazing.
I am working with a group in Brazil, and side effects give it to us 50 license from Houdini to work it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for that. That's definitely going to help us quite a lot.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to have a meeting about pipeline every week with you guys. I wish we're gonna make it like a weekly. Eventually, I think it's mostly for you guys to get in the loop and stuff. Eventually, when things get busy, I might skip one another and stuff, but it's good to have like that there's a lot going on every time we're talking about rigging, every time we're talking about creature related stuff. Like when I say creature, it's like creature dev in ILM. It's simulation basically. We're talking about simulating cloth, groom, stuff like that. Honestly speaking, when things get too technical, I might zone out a little bit and let you guys solve it, because I have a lot in my mind. But the one thing that I wanted to talk to is about timeline. We decided that we're gonna pull the plug on Aeon early April, so we're gonna go out to shoot. As soon as we come back, we're gonna pull the plug on Aeon. We're gonna have a small group of people using Aeon in the beginning. Sorry. We're gonna have a small group of people using Aeon in the beginning. We set up everything. We test really quick, multiple stuff. I'm all pro testing stuff like in my opinion, if you make a fucking sphere, sorry, make a sphere and a cylinder, right? And you go through all the steps. Like you make a model that is a cylinder. You publish that model. You open that model in another package. You texture the, and publish again. And then you open that into Maya, animate a little bit, and publish. And like it's what I call the 15 minutes pipeline. Okay, I call that the 15-minute pipeline. Is in 15 minutes, I would like to see a sphere and a cylinder going through every step of the process, all the way to rendering comp. You know what I mean? So on the most simple form and shape of everything, right? Like you make a cylinder, you animate the cylinder doing this and going that way and publish. And then the cylinder is doing this, and then you do like a quick, like you open in Houdini, do like a quick thing to simulate whatever, publish again, and then just to test it every way in the pipeline. If that is working in 15 minutes, we're square.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Just so you guys know, the first time I tried this at ILM, it took 2 hours and 45 minutes. The last time I did that at ILM, it took like 1 hour and 10 minutes.
Jeez.
Right? So, but I keep pushing for 15 minutes, and you know, it should really be for something that simple. It should really be 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we'll try have a little internal competition and do some speed runs, and then the best time gets, I don't know, a coffee or something.
And then we can make a world record. We can talk to like the Guinness Book.
Yes, please do.
But yeah, but that's the idea. And then Aeon is gonna start early April. We should be getting so as soon as we shoot, like a couple of days later, we're gonna get the movies from our shoot. We're gonna make a cut. We're gonna decide, and that's when we're gonna. So just so you guys know, GBK is really our big milestone. Before GBK, we were in pre-production. Now after GBK, we're gonna be on full production. We're gonna kind of start like narrowing down things. Before was very like, let's try this and let's try that. The story is nailed down. We're gonna stop changing lines. We're gonna stop changing things around. We're gonna really like be more polished to the things. We're gonna define shots. We're gonna have a shot count, and we're gonna go. Okay. And then timeline wise, again, we start Aeon in April. We get some of the data is gonna take a couple weeks for us to get the actual solves, right? And then as we pick the solves and then we put the cameras and stuff, that's when we're gonna start like picking our proper solves and stuff. And then later on, we're gonna go and do the proper retarget and stuff like that. Now, with that said, early April or mid-April is when we're gonna kick off layout, like have like a proper kickoff for layout for assets. And that's when we're gonna like start building like library of assets, kick bashing, start like thinking about like improving the layout is gonna be important, because like I really want to build the environments based on cameras. I don't want to kind of like build a environment like you do for games that you're supposed to see in every single place and scenario. Especially there's some environments we're gonna see more. There's some environments we're not gonna see from every angle. Okay. And we're gonna use a lot of map painting and stuff like that. So I gotta go because I have another meeting 10 minutes and I need to take a shower.
Okay, I have one question really quick. Josh, should I keep the meeting for the next week, even if we're not here? Like the weekly meeting? Or do you want to skip that?
Yeah, let's keep that, and then the rest of us can just meet up and discuss some things, some strategy, and and then when you guys come back the week after, we can have the full meeting again.
Okay, the kickoff. And can I make an event in Discord so more people will join you? You have seen another meetings, right? They just come and see how. Okay, so I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, we can do that. That works.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, Delcio, I do want to. I know not now, but soon. I would like to talk to you about how we're gonna set up the departments and which departments we want to keep. Where do we want to combine? Like if we want to, for example, do a build department instead of props, environment, and so on.
Okay.
Is it necessary to have a department for every little thing, or are we going to combine it? That's also going to help with the pipeline to see, TDs and all of that stuff as well. And then sponsorships and stuff. I wanna see if we can get Kitbash 3D as a sponsor, because they have some
Ooh,
really
okay.
great
Yeah.
Kitbash, which is very similar to the style. They've got some futuristic slums, which I think could work for the slums, and then they also have some very high tech sci-fi buildings and stuff. It
would
would
be
be great for us to have for like mid-ground stuff as well. So I'll see if I can find people.
I actually have one contact of a guy who used to work at Kickbash. I can try to get in touch with him.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Cool. I gotta go because I need to take a shower in 5 minutes.
Okay. Good luck.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Ricardo. Thank you, Mateo, and thank you, Rodrigo. Welcome to the storm. And again, can you please send your address to Fernanda? Because if you guys made me speak like crazy right now, like explain all this, and then you guys just disappear, I know where you live, so I can go after you and kill you.
Please.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, guys, and welcome.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
Welcome to the storm. See you guys.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good one. Bye.
All right. We'll for everybody else, we'll talk on the pipeline chat. So unless if anyone has anything extra to say or things you want to go over with before we go, we can maybe
I just want to say one thing real quick. You sent on a group saying that Ricardo is gonna create like a turntable setup or yeah. Ricardo, I already have something done. Like or not.
Just feel free to share. Maybe you guys can collaborate on that.
Do you have it in the software labs?
Okay, nice. Because I already have like some turntable set up here. Also, if you want to check, and we can share our stuff. So yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Everything at the time, right?
There's some renders or screenshots of what it looks like and the setup. I think it would be great if you two can think about that and plan. Matthias, do you have experience with V-Ray?
V-Ray, not exactly. I just have like when I was doing my graduation here in Brazil, but it was not too much. So I don't actually think that I have it, but I think that I can deal with.
Good. It's gonna be pretty simple. What do you normally use?
Oh, Karma in Houdini, and I had some experience with Octane Render and Redshift, and Arnold in Houdini.
Okay, great.
Yep.
I did some research the last couple days on V-Ray. I've used V-Ray before, but not to a crazy extent. V-Ray supports Material X, and also with the USD pipeline with V-Ray, there's a heavy push for Material X, especially for cross DCC. So depending on how we're gonna set things up, I might want us to just use, at least for environment and props, anything hard surface. Maybe we just use Material X, and that way, you can share stuff between Karma. If we, for example, like they also said, if we need to render something in Karma, like a fix or something for whatever reason, if it's already in Material X, it's going to render in Karma anyway, because it's Material X. So something to think about as well. And then for characters, I really want us to use the V-Ray materials just because they have some really amazing skin shaders and hair shaders. So I think at least for characters there, and then we can maybe use Material X for everything else. But something to think about, something we need to experiment with, and to see if Aeon can actually publish Material X files. I'm going to have a meeting with them when we start. Aeon said that because we have the cloud package, they're going to be giving us about 2 weeks, if I heard correctly, about 2 weeks of support from their team to help us to get up and running. So I have a list of questions. If you guys have, from your own pipeline experience, if you have any questions of things that would be nice to be in the pipeline, or if Aeon has it, please let me know, then I can add it to the list of questions to ask the team. But one of the main thing is I want to ask them if they have the ability for us to create custom publishes. in the cases where we need to publish a material X file. Or I would personally, this is from my experience at Mars. I think Rodrigo knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know how much LucDev or how much you were working with LucDev in the environment department, but it was really awesome to be able to publish the turntable and have all the settings and the camera and the HDRIs and the frames. Everything is published, so every single shot or every single department. Because I worked in CFX, so we had to deal a lot with the creature team and also with the lighting team. So it's just great to be able to publish the turntable so that no matter which department, it's always going to be the same framing, so that you can A/B between between creature, between CFX and lighting to see if something is off, or at least on the asset side. It'd be great if we can do that. And then other things. If you guys think of anything, let me know, and then we can add it. Also, Matthias, because you have a bit of experience with Aeon, if there's anything that you don't like with the things that you've experienced in your studio with Aeon pipeline related, let me know. Maybe we can find a workaround, because a lot of it is how Aeon was set up, because it gives you a lot of customizability. And I know certain studios like to do certain things differently. So if there's something that you've realized is causing a slowdown or a blockage or something, maybe we can try to avoid that in the setup, and also ask the Aeon team to assist us. If this thing happens, how can we work around it, or how can we maybe make some custom Python tools or something with that. One thing I would love us to do as well, and something I need to talk to Aeon with, is I would love for us to make a Python integration for Discord, because they support Slack, which Slack is the standard. But because we're doing Discord, using Discord, it would be great for us to get those updates. Just if they can show us how to link the APIs, or create webhooks or something. That way we can have a channel where every time someone publishes something, at least you have the log in Discord. I think that could be nice also for the community, because we're, like I also said, we're an open production. So anyone is welcome to come to the Discord, regardless if they want to help or not. If they're just going to spectate, and they can actually see how we're developing this movie in real time. That way, we can maybe show them what a real production looks like and publish logs and things like that. Maybe if we can try and get some of the movies, some of the reviewables pushed automatically, maybe with a button or something, to Discord, and then they can see some of the turntables and some of the play blasts and stuff. Could be cool. Something to think about. That's pretty much.
One question. When you talk about V-Ray, you're talking about like the standalone version, that it's like only the V-Ray software? Something like that?
So V-Ray has the standalone, and it has all of the DCC integration. So we already have the sponsorship from Chaos Group. So each license essentially will give us access to everything. So you have all of the DCC plugins and the standalone. From what Dalcio is wanting to do, and I need to confirm with him as well, it all depends on the cloud farm that we'll be using. But essentially, we would like to build the pipeline so that you could essentially also just render everything in V-Ray standalone, which is its own standalone software. There is the V-Ray scene format, where you pretty much is like a proxy, but for your entire scene. Kind of like USD, but it's all just locked, so you can't edit anything. So essentially, if we could render everything in the scene, or package everything, regardless if it's USD or not, into a single V-Ray scene for the shot, and then just test it in standalone. So we will need to be testing things in standalone to build that pipeline. And I would love us to work in USD, just because it'll help with sharing things between DCCs and different artists and departments. But we need to have a look at the negatives, the cons as well, for USD, and we need to test that with Aeon, and we need to test that with V-Ray. That is something we're going to need to test very early on. But I know Aeon. I don't know if you guys use USD at the studio, but I know
we are using USD on Aeon. Yeah.
Okay. I know they've got some publishing tools. I've been experimenting with it on my own computer, but not to the extent where it's like a full production. So we need to test certain things to make sure it's working the way we need it to work. So I would definitely, since you have that experience, I would love to have your help on that front and doing the tests with Aeon, because you have experience, and also USD. Ricardo also has a bit of good USD knowledge on the setup, on the manual setup of things. So it would be great to also get you involved as well with testing USD stuff, in addition to the turntables. And then Rodrigo, wherever you feel like you want to jump in, and if you have specific requests or expertise in specific areas, let me know where you want to jump in.
Okay, I think I start to test some tools with the thunderstorm inside 2, and yeah, I think I will start to work with something else. And about the render, I use Karma too. I think I used V-Ray for one time in 2010. All those times. And yeah, for me, if it's okay to you, I will start to test this too.
That sounds perfect. Yeah.
Can I show something real quick?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Screen one. It's just the turntable tool that I did. This is the tool that we are actually using in the studio. Okay, so we have just a few things here. Like we can change like the lights from the studio. We have like studio light. This was like the lightning artist that did this for us. So I just get like his scene from Aeon, and I just import his like lighting inside of the ATGA. So we just have like all the setups here that he did. I also created like this ring light if some artist wants to control the ring light or something like this. We leave this free for the artist control. Also, I add this option to create like a turntable. So because sometimes we just want to make to take a print of the like this character the front, but actually we can just enable the turntable here, and it's gonna start. Let me just put a more interested character here, like the Uber Toy. Okay, let me just disable. Here I put it like this mannequins geometry, just so we have something to compare, like the size. Here are in meters. And here we can change like to a floor, a plane, a studio, and we can actually scale this the studio if we need it, like for a house or something that is really large. I don't know, like a truck, a car, something like this. So let me just adjust the scale from Uber Toy. Oh, you guys can make any question also.
Oh, very great too. Josh, it's not the same, but it's very close that we had on Mars, no?
It's kind of similar, yeah.
Yeah, it looks.
But on Mars, we worked with Redshift.
Yeah, and we were working in SOPs. We were not working in Solaris.
In Solaris, yeah. Like it's just because of this move is been doing Karma, so we are just doing everything Solaris and USD. This is the wise here, but we could actually transfer this tool to SOPs.
Awesome.
That looks awesome.
It is looking super awesome. I think we are going to be using USD. So this is already amazing. We'll see maybe later if we really need to do subs, but I doubt it. Also, Rodrigo, I actually still have the Mars turntable on my PC. We had to in CFX because our grooms were very heavy. We couldn't get it to rotate. It would keep crashing Houdini and crash on the farm. So I built an alternative turntable where instead of rotating the asset, it rotates the camera around the asset. And I still have it. It's literally a duplicate of the Mars the Mars DT, just with other stuff. But good memories. Good memories.
So I just had like this options to render here, so you can choose like CPU, PNG, XR. You can change the sample. This is like the final resolution that they asked me to put it here. So it's basically like the Karma settings here, so you can just switch.
That's
here.
really nice.
This is really nice. Yeah, you can
you can change the
build
Maybe
camera.
we can both look into it and then see if it still is missing something. I had a elaborate talk with Josh what he wants in it.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I would like us to have. This turntable, is it only the asset that's turning, or is it the light as well?
Oh, the light also is turning. Like it's like half the character and half the light. So it's basically like a procedural one. So if we just change it here, I don't know, the total frame that we needed, it's gonna be like the same for both.
Okay, so it's updating.
Yeah, it's updating. So
is it
like
calculating the same over the time frame for each? Are they linked? Or do you have a control where you can offset? So let's say, for example, you want to do 48 frames asset turn and then 90 frames.
No, they're getting like the total amount of frames. Yeah, so automatically change. I didn't put it like an option to switch how many frames you wanted.
To be honest, I don't think we need to go super complex with this. I think let's keep it simple. Like Delso likes to say, we want to keep it simple and then we want it functional. So not to overcomplicate things. So I think this works great for the calculation. Some things I would love us to have is a number one is to have a system where we can adjust the pivot of the rotation. I'm a very big fan of rotating the camera and not the asset, just because when you're dealing with something that's very heavy, like a very heavy model or a groom or anything that's just very heavy, it's the scene just slows down if you're rotating the asset, so it's better to rotate the scene. So having an option for that could be great, and then also adjusting the pivot. So for example, this rubber toy is a great example. At Mars, we had this one project we were working on with lots of birds, and obviously, like the rubber toy, it's the head is in front and then you have the body. And if you want to do a close-up of the head, if the asset is centered, the head is not going to be in the middle because it's taking the center of the body. So having a system where you can put the pivot like in the neck would be great, because then you can just choose a focal point and rotate it, and then it would work. So that's another thing I would love for us to have, especially like with the characters or the assets. If you wanted to, let's say the main character with a robot arm, maybe we want to just do a turntable of the arm, then we just put the pivot on the hand and then hide the body, and something like that could be nice if you don't already have it. And then I think you already have different distances there, I see.
Yeah, like I just had like a few controls here, so you can just change. I don't know, like if the character is too close or is too far, you can just change here, like in the camera. So you just can control a few things from the camera.
Awesome.
But it's just like a simple control.
Are the Mac best shots and the spheres dynamic, like based on distance and focal length?
Yeah. Yeah. So you can just change this. Sometimes, like we want to create like a close shot. Let's say, let me just try to find a close camera. Let's put on
That's
this
awesome. You've got
close.
presets and stuff. That's nice.
So let's imagine this. Sometimes this happen. So
Oh yeah, it
here
goes through.
we have like this distance camera that I maybe for this I could make it closer. Maybe oops. So I think that now maybe yeah.
Just
So it's
about.
getting yeah. So it's not getting any more on the character. So this is like just to control like
That's
the
awesome.
distance
That's really
on
cool.
the camera.
That's really nice. I didn't even think of something like that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, can you see? So based on the camera, it's just automatically.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is this something you're allowed to share, or?
Yeah. You want to share something? Sorry.
No. Like the HDA, that turn tool.
Each one. Sorry.
Oh, he's basically asking if you are allowed to share this tool or if it's only for the studio.
So like I started doing like this tool for my own before entering the studio. We did like some changings. So probably if you guys want to use this tool as a base, we would probably need to change a few things on the tool, just not to be like the same tool. But yeah, I think that I can share this tool.
I think for now, like Delcio say, you just need to publish it 15 minutes. Like for your 15 minutes for this day today. Very nice too, guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So here one interesting part. We are getting like for example, the shader from IO. So if we have like some kind of change on the shader, it's gonna change here on the ATJ automatically. So I don't need to come into this ATA and publish again. It's gonna automatically update for everyone. So this is the coolest part. And other thing, like let's say, oh, I finish here. I just want to publish this incredible turntable. I just select like the node, come to Aeon, publish, and here on publish here we can create like a USD render, and we can choose if we want to render. Oh, it's actually here. I already had one, but we can actually choose if you want to do like a local render or an farm render. So yeah, but so yeah, we could have a few things here to control. And yeah, since that we publish here, it's gonna render local, and it's gonna send automatically to Aeon, Aeon Web, so we can watch on the how can I say? Let me try to find here. Yeah, we can see like the view frame by frame, and we can download it. Aeon creates like automatically. Here is on. We are using ACES, so it converts automatically on Aeon and create like a video with the sequence.
Awesome.
It merges like the sequence and converts to MP4. Yeah, this is it's really cool for Ion. This is really cool.
Awesome.
Right. Looking great. Awesome.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good starting point. Yeah, if Matthias, if you and Ricardo can start playing around with this, and Ricardo, you already know what I want in terms of like the turntable. I think this already has a lot of what we need, and we just adjust it a bit and change it. For example, I would probably want. I guess it depends on the assets. The shader balls and the Macbeth maybe a little bit larger, or maybe a bit more out of the way, and then less. I don't think we need to have as many. I think we could probably just have a chrome sphere. We can have the gray, the 50% gray, and then the lighter one for shadows. I think that's enough, and then the two Macbeth, the lit and unlit Macbeth, I think is enough. Yeah, we need to. Well, you obviously, since you're used to Aeon, we always need to make sure there's enough space for the burn-ins, so it's not covering anything important. And then I would love for us to also set up a nice slate in the beginning with Aeon. That way, when the turntable starts, we have a nice visual slate with the shot and the asset and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that's it. This is already looking really, really cool. Really awesome.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. It was really cool.
Thank
and the
you.
fact that it's already syncing with Aeon and like linking the looks and stuff, that's gonna be great. I think we can definitely use that since we're also gonna be using Aeon. Although we're only getting access in the second, like after Easter. That's when we're gonna get access. And then all of us will have access to that to start testing things on that regard. Cool.
Okay.
I think that's pretty much it. Just for you guys to know what I'm planning. So we're gonna have the weekly meeting now. It's gonna be Wednesday. Today I just asked it to be on Thursday this week, but it'll be Wednesday, same time. Every week. Next week is just gonna be us because the LCO and the team will be at GBK. So if you don't already know, GBK is Goodbye Kansas Studios. They're in Sweden. We're doing all of the motion capture there. We had a big delivery now where we had our hero character and the 404s and the Demon Pope. We did a basic rig for them. We also had the whole environment from layout. They set it up with basic rigs and the scene assembly from previs. All of that was sent through to GBK for them to build the props for the stage for the session. We have our main actor, Kika. She's playing Levina. She's going to be there along with a stunt performer who's also going to help with the stunts. We will be doing full facial performance capture for Levina. Our rig, we're using the MetaHuman facial rig for that. So we're going to get some really awesome, high quality stereo head mounted camera footage from Goodbye Kansas for all the mocap. As you guys saw in the rough cut, there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of close-ups for the character. We're also doing a neutral scan of our actress, so we'll have a really, really nice starting point for her face. So a lot of really, really cool stuff we're going to be doing on the character and all of the action and everything. So there's also some tools I would like to bring on later. I first need to go talk to some people to see if we can get them on board. But there's some really awesome skin tech from a buddy of mine. Not sure how familiar you guys are with the character pipeline, but there's this website called Texturing XYZ. They do a lot of skin pores, which is made from scans. A buddy of mine built a kind of a similar system to what Texturing XYZ has just launched. Very similar to what Weta does, and that is it's a Houdini system that basically creates pores. There's it's like a grooming system almost where you groom the pores, but it also it takes data from scans. So like you can take an unpolarized albedo that still has the specular in. If you have that from your scan, you can feed it through the system and it will create pores, and it's absolutely amazing. He's got a system where the pores actually stretch based on the facial animation. So I want to talk to him to see maybe if we can get him on board to help out with the skin for at least just the pores and that system for our main character. That would be some great tech. There's also some other tech I would love to implement. There's a new system. It's called Fibric. It's a fully procedural weave-based cloth, which is all done in Houdini. They had a FMX.
I saw this too. It's incredible.
So I've been beta testing it with the developers for almost 2 months now. It is really incredible the quality you can get from it, and it does damage and like cloth tearing, and I feel like a lot of that would be super cool for our short because we have Levina. She's mostly leather, but she's got a shirt.
Hey guys, sorry, I will need to go out.
No worries.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye.
See you next week. Bye bye. Yeah. So Lavina's just got a shirt, but Demon Pope is gonna be mostly cloth, and then the 404s, the zombies, they're gonna be basically they're like homeless, and the clothes are torn and everything because they're so focused on this social media system that they have, which we call Aura, that they've neglected their bodies and their clothes because they don't care about it anymore.
A little bit like Ready Player One.
Very, very close to Ready Player One. So could be great for that. So, but we need to test it. I'll be doing the testing because I have access to the tools once we have V-Ray to see if we can actually render it. And it's you render it in USD as a USD procedural in Houdini. So if we get it to work with V-Ray and the V-Ray scene stuff and on the farm, then we can use it and it will be super cool. So, but also I don't want to overcomplicate things. I still want to keep it simple, but I would love for us to use some new exciting tech, just to push the visual fidelity and just to make something cool. But again, if it doesn't work, we throw it out immediately. I don't want us to struggle or to get stuck with roadblocks or things. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But yeah, that's pretty much it. On my side, I'm busy trying to get sponsorships for Houdini, for Nuke, and now for Kitbash 3D for us to start with layout. I also there are some other tools that could be cool, like Zoo Tools for Maya and Animbot for the animators. And then I would love for us to try to arrange an art blast with ArtStation once we finish the project, that everybody can post their turntables and shots and everything. So that's the goal at the end of the day, but that's for down the line. So right now it's pretty much I'm thinking of ways we can set up Aeon and questions for Aeon, sponsorship stuff, and then also basically preparing for when we set up. So just to pretty much retrace steps, we're getting access to Aeon right after Easter, but we're planning to start full production the 20th of April. That's just like we're starting, right? So now that's the steps are going to happen where we're going to start thinking about shots and layout and assets and everything. So ideally we would want a very rough workable Aeon by that time so that we can slowly start getting people on board, and specifically production. We want to get all the producers on. We're also going to be using Aeon's production system because they have that entire review and scheduling and tracking system now. So we're not going to use ShotGrid or F-Track or any of that. It's all going to be within Aeon. So we would want to get prod up and running as quickly as possible. And then we can just test things. Mostly USD, V-Ray, publishing. Like they also said, we want to do the speed runs and a little challenge to see how quickly can we run through the pipeline and where can we optimize, where do we cut things out. And yeah, once we have that done, then I think it's going to be good. The most important thing is we need to have fun while doing it. If there's something that is taking you to the point where you want to pull your hair out, we need to question what that is and see, do we really need it? Or see how can we work around it. But luckily for those 2 weeks that we are implementing Aeon, we will have support from the team at Aeon. So be prepared to ask them a lot of questions. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys have any questions or things you want to share or talk about, or are you guys good?
I think I'm okay.
Okay, awesome, great stuff, guys. Thanks again for joining and for joining the storm and becoming part of this awesome chaos project. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm glad to have you guys on board. Awesome. You guys can use the pipeline chat to share between each other and to talk. If you need me, just tag me I'll be on there as well. And feel free, if you haven't already, just go through the whole Discord server. Everything is open. So have a look at the documents, have a look at the layout, the previous layout channel. It's the busiest channel. That's where previous and layout has been building the entire movie. So there's some really cool stuff there. And then if you go under pre-production characters, you'll see the main character there, which Mariano Steiner is building for us, and it's looking awesome. And then lastly, the rigging channel has been very busy because we've been working to get the rigs out. So definitely have a look there to see the rigs in action. Oh, one last thing to discuss. Right now, we've been using Google Drive very heavily for the production. I know Aeon supports Google Drive as well. So just in the back of your head, maybe think of ways we can also integrate Google Drive. Like, for example, for our library, I think it would be cool to have.
Yeah, we are using Google Drive here.
Okay, cool. So I would love to hear later how you guys are using it, and maybe similar ways we can set it up, and just to minimize the stress on the Aeon server, because I think we only get 200 gig on the Aeon server. I might be wrong, but the Google Drive is essentially unlimited, so we can go crazy with that. So that's it. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you, guys. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'll see you guys around. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Bye.